In a world where societal norms are often seen as the guiding force in shaping one's identity, the individual can easily become lost in the overwhelming pressures of conformity. Whether it's the expectations of family, the demands of career, or the constant influence of social media, the struggle to assert one's authenticity and individuality has never been more pronounced. This existential struggle has been explored by many thinkers throughout history, but one philosopher whose ideas resonate with today's challenges is Friedrich Nietzsche. His sharp critique of the herd mentality, the overwhelming forces that push individuals to conform, reveals deep insights into the human condition and the ways in which we might preserve our true selves in a world full of societal expectations. As Nietzsche aptly put it, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. This seemingly simple observation carries profound implications for how we live our lives, how we define ourselves, and how we relate to others in a society that often values conformity over individuality. It is through this lens that we can examine the delicate balance between the collective pressures of society and the inherent desire of the individual to remain authentic. But how does one navigate this struggle? Is it possible to maintain individuality in a world that seems intent on erasing it? What does it mean to resist the overwhelming influence of the tribe? These are questions that we will explore throughout this essay, diving into Nietzsche's philosophy and its relevance to contemporary society. Before we begin our exploration, I'd like to take a moment to thank you for joining us here at the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. In this space, we delve into ideas that challenge conventional thinking, exploring the complexities of philosophy, culture, and personal growth. Whether you're a longtime follower or new to our community, we're glad you're here. Together, we'll embark on a thought-provoking journey into the mind of Friedrich Nietzsche and see how his ideas about individuality and society resonate in our modern world. As we go on this journey together, remember that the exploration of deep and often challenging ideas can be uncomfortable, but it's through discomfort that we grow and evolve. So, sit back, relax, and open your mind as we delve into the life and ideas of one of philosophy's most provocative thinkers. To understand Nietzsche's statement about the individual and the tribe, we must first examine what he meant by the tribe. In Nietzsche's time, the term tribe could refer to the small, closely knit communities that bound people together. These tribes often shared common values, customs, and ways of thinking, and they exerted a powerful influence over the lives of their members. Individuals were expected to conform to the customs and expectations of their tribe or society, and deviation from these norms was often met with ridicule, exclusion, or worse. The very survival of individuals within such a society depended upon their ability to blend in, to follow the prescribed rules, and to adhere to the values of the collective. This idea of the tribe can easily be applied to modern society, albeit in a more abstract form. Today, the pressures of conformity manifest through different avenues. The media, political correctness, consumerism, social media platforms, and even peer pressure from friends and colleagues. These pressures push individuals to fit into predefined categories, to follow trends, and to value the collective over personal freedom. To step outside these norms is often met with resistance, disdain, or even ostracism. Just as in Nietzsche's time, the modern individual must continuously struggle to resist being overwhelmed by the tribe. At the heart of this conflict is what Nietzsche calls herd mentality, a tendency for people to think and act in ways that are not their own, but are dictated by the group. Herd mentality thrives on uniformity, on suppressing individual thought in favor of collective belief. It encourages conformity to societal norms and discourages critical thinking or personal innovation. It is the force that compels individuals to follow trends, even when these trends are ultimately destructive to their well-being or sense of self. Nietzsche's critique of herd mentality is rooted in his belief that it stifles human potential. When individuals are swept up in the currents of societal expectations, they are no longer free to think independently, make their own choices, or pursue their unique potential. In this sense, the herd mentality creates a kind of spiritual and intellectual slavery. Nietzsche recognized that this collective force posed a profound challenge to the individual's quest for self-realization. For Nietzsche, the struggle to maintain one's individuality is not just a matter of personal preference. It is a necessary condition for self-actualization. The individual, in Nietzsche's philosophy, must resist the pull of the tribe in order to cultivate their own identity, their own values, and their own sense of purpose. In essence, Nietzsche believed that in order to truly live, one must be willing to separate oneself from the conformist pressures of society. This pursuit of authenticity is perhaps best understood through Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch or Overman. The Übermensch represents the ideal individual who has transcended the constraints of conventional morality and societal expectations. The Übermensch is someone who creates their own values, defines their own path, and lives in a way that is true to themselves, regardless of what society thinks. However, this path is not easy. The journey to authenticity requires immense strength, courage, and resilience. It requires a person to confront the difficult reality that, in order to be true to oneself, one must often face rejection, criticism, and even isolation. Nietzsche's idea of the Übermensch is not about an easy, self-serving life. Rather, it is about the heroic effort to shape one's life in accordance with one's own values, even when it goes against the grain of societal norms. The role of conformity in modern society. While Nietzsche's critique of herd mentality was rooted in his 19th century context, his ideas are profoundly relevant in today's world. Modern society places immense pressure on individuals to conform to certain expectations. Social media platforms, for instance, create an environment where popularity and validation are often based on conformity to trends and collective norms. People are rewarded for following the crowd and punished for stepping out of line. This creates a cycle where individuality is suppressed, and the quest for authenticity becomes more and more difficult. The rise of consumer culture further intensifies this pressure. Advertisements and media portray idealized versions of success, beauty, and happiness, encouraging individuals to measure their worth against these constructed ideals. People are told that in order to be happy, they must conform to a particular standard of living, consume certain products, or embody certain lifestyles. The individual's worth is reduced to their ability to fit into these narrow categories, and any attempt to deviate from these norms is often met with ridicule or alienation. Nietzsche's ideas become especially pertinent in this context. He would argue that true fulfillment cannot be found through conformity or the pursuit of external validation. Rather, it is only by resisting the pull of the herd, by creating one's own values, and by rejecting the false promises of society, that an individual can experience true freedom and self-actualization. While Nietzsche emphasizes the importance of individuality, he does not advocate for complete isolation or disregard for social bonds. He recognizes that humans are inherently social creatures, and that some degree of interaction with others is necessary for survival. The key, however, is finding a balance, maintaining one's individuality while also engaging meaningfully with the world around us. This tension between the individual and the collective is a central theme in Nietzsche's philosophy. He believed that individuals must learn to navigate this tension with grace and self-awareness. The challenge lies not in rejecting society altogether, but in resisting its attempt to dominate the individual's will to power, the drive to create and shape one's own life. One possible way to navigate this tension is through the cultivation of critical thinking. Nietzsche encourages individuals to question the values and norms imposed upon them by society, and to develop the courage to think independently. By doing so, the individual can create a life that is truly their own, rather than one shaped by the whims of others. Friedrich Nietzsche's critique of herd mentality is as relevant today as it was in his time. In a world that continually exerts pressure on individuals to conform, Nietzsche's call to resist the tribe and assert one's individuality is both a challenge and an invitation to live authentically. While the struggle to maintain individuality in a world that values conformity is not easy, it is through this struggle that individuals can realize their true potential and achieve self-actualization. As we continue to navigate the complexities of modern life, Nietzsche's philosophy offers valuable insights into how we can maintain our autonomy and authenticity in the face of overwhelming societal expectations. The journey is not an easy one, but it is a necessary one for anyone who seeks to live a life that is true to themselves. If you enjoyed this exploration into Nietzsche's philosophy and would like to continue diving into deep and thought-provoking content, don't forget to subscribe to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. By subscribing, you'll be joining a community of curious minds eager to explore the ideas that shape our world. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. Let's continue our journey together toward a life of deeper understanding and authentic living. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.